What's going on, people? Back with another video. I wanted to reflect on this past weekend. I know this past weekend was a scrimmage. I traveled, went and fought somebody. I didn't even know who I was gonna fight. I just went, was excited to showcase what I had. A little disappointed about how it went, but I'm here to kind of reflect on that experience. So here are 5 things that I learned during that experience, during that scrimmage, having to do with both my performance and just the community of Muay Thai in general. So let's get started. First thing, conditioning. Oh my goodness. I know you guys were seeing me get tired. No matter how big your arsenal is, because when I shadow box, I have so many combos that come to mind and so many things that I've gathered from YouTube videos and different things like that and my coaches. But when you are exhausted and your body is actively working against your mind, you're tired, you're unconditioned, all that shit goes out the window. All those combos that you thought you had in the arsenal, see ya. When you get tired, you end up just doing whatever you practice the most. So for me, obviously, it was the jab, the teep, and the low kick. Obviously, those were, the main things that were coming to mind when I was getting tired and I was fighting while I was exhausted. I'm glad these are the 3 that I had. I'm glad these are the 3 strikes that were ingrained in my mind. The jab, keeping people at bay, the low kick, and then the teep. So obviously, those were the things that I was working on the most. And that makes sense. Those are the things that I was repping on the bag and when I'm at the gym. Second thing is that it was a very humbling experience. I know you guys saw in the video, I got knocked down. I got knocked down a couple times with the teep and with the hook. And you can't go into the fight game thinking you're not gonna get hit. You're gonna get caught, okay? The key is to just catch them more than you get caught, essentially. So I did end up, I took a couple shots and I had to lock in real quick and then get back on my defensive mentality because I'm very defensive heavy. But when I got knocked down, I was like, okay, this is real. It's time to lock in. Come on now, all right? The third thing that I learned, Muay Thai is such a respectable sport. It's probably the most respectable sport that I've ever come across. It's the only sport that you can really beat the shit out of somebody and then hug them like a brother right after. Conversate with them right after. Just like in the vlog. I didn't know who bro was, but I got there, we duked it out, and we hugged like men afterwards. I love that about the sport. Not only is it very respectful, but the Muay Thai culture and environment is very encouraging and it's very loving. Oftentimes, when I'm around certain groups, I feel like an outcast. But when I'm in the fight community, they show love, they show encouragement. They show more love than the real estate community. They show more love than the chess community. They show more love than any other community that I'm a part of. That just speaks volumes to the sport and the people involved in the sport. The culture is just very self-improvement heavy. When you're in the fight community, everybody is on the self-development journey. Everybody is working towards being better. So that's an awesome environment to be around. I think I accidentally went into my 4th one on accident. Okay, so the 3rd one was the respect of the sport. The 4th one was the community of Muay Thai. And the 5th thing that I learned is that this kind of depends on if you know your opponent or you don't know your opponent, but adaptability and the ability to adjust your strategy, adjust your offense, adjust your defense based on how your opponent is coming at you. To be completely honest with you, I thought this whole weekend was gonna be a cakewalk. I thought I was just gonna demolish, honestly, all of my opponents. The first opponent that I have turned out to be really good competition, so I had to adjust. He honestly had a similar style to me, in a way. Not all the way, but he had a similar build to me, so I kind of knew how he could use that build. So because of that, I didn't want to throw a bunch of combos because I didn't want to get caught. What I tried to focus on was my jab, keeping him at bay with the jab, the teep. The teep had to come in heavy, and because he was coming at me, the low kick. So everything that I worked the most on, I ended up doing against him. But essentially, you just gotta adjust. Again, that's why I say it depends on if you know who you're going against before you go against them or not. But in this case, I didn't have too much of a background on who I was going up against, so I'm just figuring everything out on the spot. Another thing that I was doing to collect data, because I really didn't know what he could do. I didn't know what his defense was like or offense. So a lot of times I was just feinting. I was faking. Just trying to get a reaction out of him, trying to collect some data so I knew how to kind of go about the situation. But it ended up being a lot of level changes. So jabs, body hook, jabs, body cross, hooks up top, low kick, just trying to mix it up because I didn't want him to read it. Again, the 5th point was to be adaptable, be able to adjust on the spot, be able to get hit and then learn from that hit and figure out how you're gonna get away from that hit next time. Like Bruce Lee said, be like water. You just gotta adjust to what your opponent is trying to do. And you know I'm a man of faith, so I have to put this in there. There is this app, it's called Dwell. I recently just came across it. And if you really want to meditate on the word, I'm not even getting paid to shout them out. Ain't that crazy? But Dwell, I'm gonna send this video to you, and I'm an avid Dwell user. So if you want to give me a sponsorship or you want me to shout you guys out for some type of compensation, I got you. Trust. It's called Dwell, and you can really meditate on the word. You can either listen to the Bible. They have different playlists with different scriptures on it that you can kind of dive in. Essentially, the application is used for growing closer to God, strengthening your relationship with God, and you're actively getting more scripture. So you're actively inviting in God and you're letting him work through you. When I'm busy and I don't have time to necessarily dive into my Bible, boom, pull the app out. It's got the ambient music in the background. It hits with the scripture. Scripture is just life. It's life and truth. So anything that I can do to help you guys grow in your relationships with God, I'm gonna share. So that Dwell app, awesome. It's a beautiful app. I think a beautiful thing about martial arts and, you know, fighting and self-defense and different things like that is that after a fight like that or after a scrimmage, you're able to adjust. Now you know what you need to work on. Now you know what you need to get better at. Now you know what you need to train more often. And so I'm just so excited to adjust and to get so much better. And I know exactly what I am doing as soon as I get back into the gym. Now I have that data of the experience that I just had, and now I can move forward. Appreciate you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I love making these videos for you guys, and I just hope that you guys continue to support and you guys continue to watch. All right, have a good one, guys. Bye.